Thank you so much for the lovely introduction. I'm Mariah, Executive Director of County Park Friends.
And I'm Aniko Millan. I'm a Parks and Program Specialist with County Park Friends.
As we already said, was mentioned, I'm an educator. My background with being the Parks Commissioner in Santa Cruz County was one of really getting frustrated a lot of the time, talking about action towards park equity. So now I'm really excited to be able to take action with our team.
Yep, and like Ethan said, I worked for 28 years as a park ranger. I was ready to drop that badge. Happy to retire as a captain, as a supervisor, but I'm so thrilled to connect directly with the public and serve communities of color in particular, sharing nature, sharing outdoor spaces.
Thank you.
Today we are here. Yeah, we're here to share our story in creating relevant and impactful park programming with diverse communities.
Thank you. You can go ahead and forward there. Perfect. So we have an overview and a process that's worked for us, and it is these steps. It's setting intention, I talked about earlier, finding and getting your backup, choosing your focus, gathering your expertise, and then taking action.
And in agreement with Jen, starting it off, we always start with intention. So let's jump right in.
All right. So we're talking about park equity today. We're talking about diversity and inclusion in the outdoors. By definition, for many agencies, many organizations, many individuals, this can mean change. And change is hard. We're humans. Change is hard. So we have 7 sort of descriptors of whys, different whys that groups, agencies, teams might bring to a conversation about DEI or JEDI. This is from an amazing organization called Of, By, For All. We take a lot of wisdom from them. So we're going to review these. We can also provide it to you as a 1 or 2 pager so that you can look at it later. But we're basically going to review them so that just, listen, look, and reflect and see if you can ID a few that resonate.
Yeah, so we thought that one of these whys, one of the 7, will help you define your overall intention. And of course, I understand it may be different for different teams within CDFW. So the first why we do DEI work is maybe it's the business case. It's measurable, tangibles. This is probably the agency motivation here, right? It's all business. Number 2 is the moral case. More individuals. It's the right thing to do, right? An individual motivation, it has emotional objectives tied to it.
Let's go forward. And then we're going to be honest. We have to bring this to the table. There are reasons that may not be, quite as aspirational. There's white saviorism. We have to put these things on the table. So this would focus more on the feelings of those in power and can be an us and other conversation. There can be the feeling of the fear of being called out and, bad marketing, right? There can also be sort of a fad aspect. Number 5 there, sort of cut off a little bit, but, this is what everybody's doing. So we're just calling it out, right? So just, reflect moving forward.
Then the last 2 possible reasons for doing DEI work, the whys, are building a stronger organization. This could be a great intention. This is, again, maybe the agency's why. And then number 6 is going to be, how about for building a stronger community? I think we're getting hot there. That would be an ideal intention. If you look at that second bullet point in particular, it allows everyone to share accountability and responsibility, right? That's what we're talking about. So to go to our next slide, we started with our mission statement, which you can see above. This is what we picked apart really to help set our intention.
That's right. Yeah, so we intend, and again, this is our self-reflection, which could change over time, but we as a team intend, so go back there, thank you, to bring humility to our work. We intend to include a diversity of community expertise. We intend to take action towards fulfilling our mission, even while we're learning. And therefore, we intend to invite, center, and learn from our community. Going forward, thank you. So that is the first step, always is just self-reflection, honesty with your team, with yourself, with your agency. What is your intention? Be honest and define it.
So you've set your intention. The next thing to do is get some backup, right? This is the park ranger in me speaking. When it's difficult, I got to get some backup. When I'm going into a scene, I got to get some backup. So this is what's going to help you support your work and the actions that you need to take to reach your goal.
That's right. And, here's the great news is we did a little homework before coming today. CDFW has great backup. And we're talking about the backup you have already in all of the work that's already happening in your organization, all of the internal backup that you've built and a foundation with JEDI, with CORE. We're not with your organization, and we were able to find quickly information from within the organization that was clear, that speaks exactly to this. Here's a couple quotes from your work. Quote, "We must put resources into systems that couple diversity and inclusion throughout our entire department and throughout our work." Another quote, "Guaranteeing all Californians can access the outdoors and providing educational experiences that bolster and encourage current and future conservation improves long-term health and wellness of individuals as well as species and habitats."
So you already have it. You already have it inside backup within your organization. And it really is all you need. But why not take a step further and get additional backup outside of your organization, right? So you have resources like us. Thanks for inviting us. We are available to you to share, to come visit. We'd love to talk about our partners and the work we do. Also, we can't recommend enough the Of, By, For All network. That organization just has amazing tools and resources to help you in your work. So with inside backup, with the outside backup, there is no way that anyone can say no to the work that you want to do, right? Towards achieving greater diversity, equity, and inclusion. So the intention is there. We talked about the backup and having what you need to do, having the things you need to do. Now it's time to choose your focus.
And just like every step of this, we're going to come back to your mission.
So going back to our mission, and remember, this actually fueled our intention as well. Our mission statement is really our North Star.
That's right. And so we're looking to this for intention. We're looking at to find what backup do we need or already have. And now we're looking to choose focus. Note the red highlights, right? Just right there, right in our mission statement: recreational activities, arts, cultural, all generations, our diverse community. We have our directive. Now let's look at yours.
Okay. Like Mariah said, in our language, we got diverse, all generations, cultural, right? You have some good language here as well. You have manage, habitats, resources, and use and enjoyment by the public. Okay, the public means all.
That's right.
It means all.
That's it. That is it. You have your directive, you have your backup, and this is where you're going to find your focus. So looking at those words, looking at your mission statement, we're going to offer a few questions to reflect on. You can take notes. Again, we're happy to make this available so you can follow up and use it as a tool later. So we're going to go through 6 questions that we ask ourselves every time we need to choose a focus, find a new focus, refocus, or form a plan of action.
Yep. So you can ask yourselves these questions yourself, right? Number 1, how have we fulfilled our mission? Have you fulfilled your mission? I believe Valerie said it earlier, answering that, challenging it's so challenging to actually achieve a mission. No, we always kind of work towards achieving our missions. It's an ongoing process. So how about we go to number 2 and ask, how long has your agency, or even you, and I heard in our breakout room, been personally asking that same question? How can we engage more communities in fulfilling this mission? You've probably been talking about it a long time.
That's right. And, assuming that, we like to propose the following question, which is, what's needed? What do you not already have? What expertise? And we'd like to propose, even more importantly, who is missing from your team, from the conversation, who's not at the table, who you need to learn from to fulfill that mission. And in order to answer that, we're going to ask the following question. Do you know if your programs are welcoming for a diversity of communities, for diverse audiences? Do you know? How do you know? Do you have, quantitative measurables? Do you have qualitative feedback? Do you ask? And so here's a couple questions that could help you get there.
So number 5 is, does your visitation reflect the demographics of your community, to your preserves, your open spaces, your parks in your jurisdiction? And how about your staff? Question number 6, your team, is it representative of your community, of your jurisdiction, of your area? How diverse is your team? Even your office staff, do they reflect the surrounding community? So if your answers to 4, 5, and 6 are I don't know, or no, no, and no, then we could probably agree that you might need some new expertise. A new representative insight might be needed, and maybe that's your focus. So that's how we found our focus at County Park Friends. We needed to get that expertise to help fulfill our mission and serve communities of color, diverse communities. How did we take that next step? So I'm going to refer to Of By For All, Nina Simon, and she said, it starts with a really good invitation. You can do the same thing too. You can invite in already established organizations from the communities that you say you want to serve. You must be bold, but you also have to be humble in that invitation. Put out a literal cry for help and tell them, let them know that you have for them an incredible opportunity to take real action, and you have the intention to close that gap. You want to start to build trust. You want to really bring them in and take some action.
Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. That's an ancient quote by Rumi. So this is not new, but we are all very lucky that, I think Aniko and I have agreed that we found that nature and the outdoors are a really powerful space for change. We're lucky. That's where we all work. We each have our own personal human connection to nature. It goes beyond our identities, our race, education, language. So drawing from that as a resource, we were really lucky to bring on a team of what we call our community mobilization leaders. And this is where we ended up. We're going to show you a video. Enjoy.
And right now, we're doing it by investing in community partners across the county. We support the ideas, the brilliance of our partners to manifest and be built out in our parks.
You've got a story I want to read. You've got a meaning that matters to me. I know there's many more to be seen. Oh, I know what you mean to me. I know what you mean to me.
My name is Carlos Campos. I'm a community mobilization leader for County Park Friends. This park is pretty special to me just because this is actually the first park I played a soccer game at. So now County Park Friends has actually helped me, help my community be informed about how to use this park, especially right now during this pandemic.
My experience working with County Park Friends has been amazing. It's been so rewarding for me to be able to implement the ideas that I've always had in my brain that I've never found a way to actually put forth.
Yes, I know.
To bring groups who are community organizers and community organizations out into parks. And it's an opportunity for us to engage with each other and to create these safe spaces.
At County Park Friends, we've worked as a team. I come up with ideas, they support me, they back me up.
So Mariah Roberts and I are really two pillars that support the community leaders. We are working together to lift them up, really, and do what it is that they've always wanted to do, but may have had reservations, didn't know how, may have had even a fear of the outdoors. And we're making it clear to them that the outdoors, parks, beaches, especially our county ones right here in their backyards, is the perfect spot for them to engage in outdoor activities safely, even during times of COVID, and play and communicate and learn in a beautiful outdoor setting.
These leaders know how these spaces can serve health, can help build towards equity, and can create connection for their communities. And we are here to support them to do that. Together, we can do so much more. Our county is known for its natural beauty. These places, these parks, these trails, these beaches are a huge part of our identity. And the potential they have to support equity, to support health, to support you, your family, and your dreams is really limitless. We invest in building our shared dreams, our different dreams, together into places that will benefit generations. And right now,
So those were the experts that we brought on to be part of our team. Carlos, Brenda, Kat, Yadira, to add their voices and their expertise. We literally sat under an old oak tree. And this was back during the pandemic. We sat in a big distance circle and we asked questions. We just started asking questions.
Yeah. So each of those community leaders who you just met brought specific expertise, and that came from focus areas that we had chosen that we needed to learn about and communities we need to serve better. And together we could do what none of us could on our own. There's a really important point, though, that we want to make next.
So once we determined whose expertise were needed, them, we determined what expertise was missing, which was theirs, right? Part of that invitation that I spoke about, it included an investment in people. So put your money where your mouth is and hire them. Hire community leaders. They are the experts. You need them to fulfill your mission, our mission. And you can create then relative programming together. You simply need to pay for the expertise that you need. And I'll also testify that the bonus is enlightenment. You're meeting new people, you're learning new ways, you're learning amazing cultural values.
And, we're not saying that's easy. We're a tiny little nonprofit. We had just kind of gotten up and running. But the benefit is there, and the demand is real. You have to build community expertise into your budget. You have to plan for the people you need to be successful. And what we think of, it's a real investment in real value. We ask you not to expect the community and communities who you intend to serve and who you need to learn from to volunteer while you get paid. Moving forward. So once you have brought folks into your team and meaningfully compensated them, then you get to ask the questions. Then you have the right to ask the questions, to listen, to learn from their expertise. The simple questions, once you finally get to that point, here's a few to offer. How can our natural resources engage with and support your community? We would ask. What are the barriers to that happening? Why is that not already happening? We don't know. Very important, what do we do together to work around and through that barrier?
Mm-hmm. And you know what? Stimulate more questions and discussion by sharing your expertise of your field, right? Get them excited about the natural resources, about habitat protection, and even outdoor sports such as fishing and hunting. You know, ask them if such learning, this training would be interesting to their communities, and train them to help pass it on in a way that's relevant to them and their communities. What you bring to the table, your technical know-how, your expertise, also is, again, providing the outdoor learning. You can help promote the activities and the events that you co-host together. You must make them feel part of the team, because they are. We trained our team much like a new employee orientation. We shared processes. We talked about how to get permits to do work, what gear and resources that were available to them, and that we bought to make available to them for the communities. And we even provided our uniforms, right? A uniform to make you feel part of the team. Very essential for a cohesive team.
I think the key point is that the expertise that you need and want is out there all around. Brilliance is all around us. The key is to figure out what you don't know, figure out who does know, figure out how to invite in partnership and teamwork, and then ask questions and listen.
Build relationships through action together. You can ask, but like Mariah said, you have to listen and then act. Live those questions into answers. Got that quote right on the screen there. We've heard it before, spoken by many, from ancient Greeks to ancient tribes, right? To my great grandmother Melissa too in Mississippi. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak.
There it is. And then the good news is you get to take action. Next up, we have a video, which is the result of the process for us. Enjoy.
Welcome to what we call Camp COVID. So we're gonna walk through the coolest redwood forest you have ever seen. Today we're visiting the forest, and the focus is on the magnificent redwood trees of Santa Cruz County. The kids are already gotten started. They got their clipboards, and they're in the middle of filling out their scavenger hunt, looking for all the really cool things that you might find in the redwood forest, including a banana slug. Let's join them.
And it helps, gives nutrients back to the forest so other trees and plants can grow.
You and I, we have found what we've been missing. You and I, it feels like we're finally
See, that redwood forest is magical, I tell you. Give it a chance.
Awesome. So we run behind, but we just want to remind you, don't forget to document and invite that storytelling, right? Celebrate your successes together through film, photos. We hired a videographer that should showcase that, because you want to show that, right? A picture is in fact worth 1,000 words.
Thank you. And, we hope that some of these questions have inspired you, that it sparks some ideas, your imagination, your curiosity about what's possible.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.